A trailer for the final season of Game of Thrones is out, and it shows that the start of Season 8 is a lot like the start of Season 1, with a queen and a king coming to Winterfell. But this time, the queen is Daenerys, and the king is Jon Snow. Daenerys brings her army of Unsullied, and a boy watches from above, just like how Bran watched from above in Episode 1. Daenerys also brings her dragons, the first dragons at Winterfell in over 100 years. There's a lot of magic and symbolism in these creatures of fire flying above this icy fortress. Sansa Stark has never seen dragons and magic before. Most of her story has been in the south with the political plots, so she was uncomfortable last season with psychic Bran and faceless Arya. If Season 8 is all about fantastical magical battles, how will Sansa and her skills fit in? And Sansa has enjoyed ruling Winterfell. Will Queen Daenerys threaten her power? Arya also sees her first dragon, and she's excited. She's always wanted adventure and freedom and power, and that's what dragons represent. Arya is a fan of Visenya Targaryen, a dragon queen from hundreds of years ago. So maybe Arya will also like Daenerys, this new dragon queen. We see Jon and Daenerys with the dragons, Rhaegal and Drogon. Rhaegal is the green one, and Drogon is the red one. Daenerys rides Drogon. It's named after her first husband, Drogo, and Rhaegal is named after Rhaegar Targaryen, Daenerys' brother and Jon's real father. So maybe Jon will ride Rhaegal. There could be a cute montage of Daenerys teaching Jon to ride. Oh wait, we already saw that. The dragons have a bunch of blackened bones, which was probably their breakfast, but we heard last season that Winterfell doesn't have enough food for its people, so will they be able to feed 2 giant dragons? If the dragons get too hungry, they might start eating people, which was a problem in Meereen. Daenerys used to have 3 dragons, but Viserion was killed and taken by the Night King. Can Drogon and Rhaegal defeat their undead sibling? Jon stands in the Winterfell Godswood. This is where Ned Stark came to pray and contemplate. Jon thinks that Ned is his father, but last season Bran and Sam learned the truth, that Jon is the son of Rhaegar and Lyanna. Sam plans to tell Jon about his parents, and he looks worried about it, because the truth will make Jon and Dany's relationship a lot more complicated. For one thing, it means that Daenerys is Jon's aunt, and they boat sexed. But also, Daenerys' identity is built on her being the last Targaryen, heir to the throne. If Jon is the true heir ahead of Daenerys, what has Dany been fighting for all this time? It also raises questions about Jon's identity. Is he a Stark or a Targaryen, a bastard or a king? It looks like Jon and Dany have a D&M in the Winterfell crypts, possibly by the statue of Jon's real mother, Lyanna. This again parallels Episode 1, when Ned and Robert discuss Lyanna in the crypts. We also see Tyrion, who was very concerned last season about Jon and Dany's relationship. How will he react to Jon's true parentage? And whose side is Tyrion really on? There might not be much time to angst over incest, because the White Walkers are coming to attack Winterfell. Jaime Lannister arrives and says he'll help fight for the living. Last season, Jaime promised to help fight the White Walkers, and now he wants to keep that pledge. Jaime has always been hated as an oathbreaker and kingslayer. This war is Jaime's chance at redemption, and he's got a lot of crimes to redeem. Last time he was at Winterfell, Jaime crippled Bran. Jaime fought against Ned and warred against Robb. Will the Starks make alliance with their enemy? Probably, because as Jon says, everyone alive is on the same side now, fighting against the dead. So everyone prepares for battle at Winterfell. We see Davos on the walls, even though he isn't much of a fighter. We see Ed, Tormund, and Beric. It looked like Beric and Tormund might have died last season when the wall fell, but they've survived to fight again. Ed became Lord Commander of the Night's Watch when Jon left, so he must have run south when the wall fell. But how much of the Night's Watch survived? That was an 8,000-year-old institution. Is it gone? Maybe with the White Walkers coming, everyone is Night's Watch now. We see Gendry with a big pile of dragon glass mined from Dragonstone. Gendry will need to make a bunch of weapons to fight the dead, but hopefully there'll also be time for him to reunite with his friend Arya. We see Jorah and the Dothraki. Jorah has the sword Heartsbane. This is the Valyrian sword of House Tarly that Sam took from his dad. But Sam isn't good with a sword, so it makes sense that he'd give Heartsbane to Jorah. They made friends last season, when Sam cured Jorah of Grayscale. We see Brienne and Podrick with the Knights of the Vale. These guys only came north to help fight the Boltons. They never signed up for this Walking Dead shit, but everyone's coming together to help fight the dead. We see Grey Worm kiss Missandei, while Jon's voiceover says that the White Walkers don't feel. This is a reminder of why everyone's fighting. This war isn't for a lord or a throne. This is about the survival of life and love itself against the cold, dead enemy. Grey Worm looks intense as he prepares for battle. The Unsullied were bred to be emotionless, but with Missandei, Grey Worm has found something worth fighting for. There are trebuchets behind the Unsullied, maybe to throw fire at the dead. While the warriors prepare for battle, we see women and children and Varys in the crypts. This is like in the battle for Helm's Deep in Lord of the Rings. A Game of Thrones director said he studied that battle for this episode. Varys looks scared and out of place when he used to be so confident and powerful among the politics of King's Landing. How can Varys stay relevant in this magical apocalyptic finale? We should at least get some good conversations here during the battle. It could be like in the Red Keep during the Battle of the Blackwater. In the background, we can see Gilly and her baby. Remember that this baby was originally meant to be sacrificed to the White Walkers, and when Gilly took the baby south instead, the Walkers came after him. It's possible that the Walkers still want Gilly's baby. It's also possible that the dead might rise from these crypts. There are hints in the books about ancient Starks with White Walker blood. Go watch that video. The battle for Winterfell begins. Brienne and Jaime fight the dead on the walls. Brienne wields the Valyrian sword Oathkeeper, while Jaime uses Widow's Wail. Both of these swords were made from the Stark sword Ice, so the reunion of Brienne and Jaime has all sorts of symbolic weight to it. This is also kind of like a dream Jaime has in the books, where he and Brienne wield flaming swords and face the dead amidst darkness and doom. This connects to the prophecy of Azor Ahai and Nissa Nissa, and could mean the deaths of Jaime and Brienne. We see the Hound amidst fire, and the Hound is afraid of fire, because when he was young, his brother the Mountain burned his face. Fire is why the Hound ran from battle in Season 2, and was afraid of Beric in Season 3. Maybe now the Hound will face his fear to defeat the dead who haunt him, both metaphorically and literally, because it's hinted that the Hound will face the Mountain in a fight called Clegane Bowl. Since the Mountain is undead, the Hound might need fire to defeat him. We also see Jon running and doing something heroic. In the books, he also has a dream of fighting the dead with fire. We see horses running across snow, and it looks like there might be some wolves in there as well. We might see Jon's direwolf Ghost, or even the wolf pack led by Arya's direwolf, Nymeria. We see Arya doing some sick spin moves with a stick, like the Faceless Men trained her, or maybe it's a dragonglass spear to kill the dead. But her victim here has a lot of blood. Zombies don't usually bleed that much. Remember that the White Walkers can also raise animals, like polar bears, and there are stories of giant ice spiders. The night is dark and full of terrors, and Arya might face them. Arya says, "I know death. He's got many faces. I look forward to seeing this one." Because remember, the Faceless Men taught Arya about the many-faced god, a name for death. The Night King, leader of the White Walkers, is an embodiment of death. He's like a symbol of the people Arya's killed, and maybe of her own death. Arya takes a dragonglass dagger to kill White Walkers, but it looks like things go badly for her. Because the trailer starts with Arya looking scared and hurt in the dark. She's got a wound on her head, and she's running in terror. When was the last time Arya seemed so scared? It looks like Arya is running from zombies, but why is she so afraid if she's got a dragonglass dagger and Valyrian blade? Maybe those zombies were people she knew. Maybe they're dead Starks risen from the crypts, like her mother or her brother. One way or another, it looks like death is catching up with Arya. In Book 1, Jon jokes that Arya will die in the winter, that they'll find her body with a needle locked tight between her fingers. So at Winterfell, almost every character is desperately fighting for the survival of all life. But down in King's Landing, Cersei is scheming to save herself. She's got a shiny new outfit, looking smug and powerful, and she's with her two best friends, the creepy mad scientist Qyburn and the zombie Mountain. Almost everyone else has died or abandoned her, including her lover Jaime. Last season, Cersei sent Euron Greyjoy to buy a mercenary group called the Golden Company, and here they're on Euron's ships, with their leader, homeless Harry Strickland. The Golden Company is said to be the most powerful army in Essos, with 20,000 men, horses, and elephants, so we're finally gonna get some Oliphant action in Game of Thrones. In the books, the Golden Company has a complex plotline involving the Blackfires and a kid called Young Griff. None of that seems to be happening in the show. The company is just here to help Cersei cling to the throne until the bitter end. This looks like Strickland standing before Cersei on the throne with the Mountain and Qyburn, but this character is unclear. Maybe Euron, or the banker Tycho Nestoris, or even Sansa with the red hair? It's hard to tell. In this shot, Cersei looks more vulnerable. She's got sort of a smile, but also tears in her eyes. She's drinking wine, which is weird, because last season, Cersei said she was pregnant. Maybe Cersei loses her unborn child, and with nothing left to protect, she'll unleash her full fury upon Westeros. And there's also this weird shot. Maybe it's Jon at Winterfell, or maybe it's Arya in King's Landing. That could be a brazier in the Great Hall. It looks like she's holding a bow, and we know Arya can use a bow, so maybe this shot is Arya trying to kill Cersei, like she said she would last season. Will Arya succeed and kill the Queen? There are rumours that this will be the only trailer for Season 8, so this might be the last ever trailer for Game of Thrones. We're going to make the most of the final season, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the patrons, including Matthew Ungar, Emily N., Ando, Jason Rankin, Ashley Smith, Andreas Konstantin Rodas Arnold, Brandon Butchea, and Stephen Placencia. Cheers.